Welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet this daisy blanket. All the information about the yarn, the hook that I'm using, and also the size of the blanket you can find in the description box. For this blanket we're gonna crochet granny squares, and I'm gonna show you how to join granny squares as you go. We're gonna start by creating a magic ring, and this is the beginning of our first granny square. Then you're gonna chain 3, and this is gonna count as your first double crochet. Then you want to add 11 more double crochets into the ring. At the end you should have 12 double crochets. Finish this round with a slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet. Then we're gonna change the color, and you can start in any stitch from the previous round, and you want to chain 3, which is also gonna count as your first double crochet, and then you want to double crochet again into the same stitch. Every stitch is gonna have 2 double crochets in this round. Then you're gonna chain 1 to get to your next stitch, add 2 double crochets into the stitch, and then chain 1. Then finish your round with a slip stitch. Next we're gonna change to our third color, and you're gonna start in between 2 double crochet clusters, and you're gonna chain 3 and then add 2 more double crochets into that same space. Chain 1 and then double crochet into the next space, and then add 2 more double crochets into the same space. Then you're gonna chain 1 to get to your next space, and you repeat the same pattern to the end of this round. Once you are at the end, you're gonna slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet, and then we continue with this color. We slip stitch to the next space, and there we want to chain 3, which is gonna count as a double crochet, and then you double crochet into that space 2 more times. And then you go straight to the next space and double crochet 3 times into that space. Then you go directly to the next space, and there we want to triple crochet. This is gonna be one of the corners. Add 2 more triple crochets, then chain 3 and add another 3 triple crochets into that same space. Then the next 2 spaces are gonna have 3 double crochets, and then we are at the corner again, and we're gonna add 3 triple crochets, then chain 3 times and add another 3 triple crochets into the same space. And then just keep continuing this pattern till the end. And then finish your first granny square with a slip stitch. Next, I am gonna show you how to join your second granny square to your first granny square. Once you arrived at the corner of the granny square, chain 1, then use the next stitch to connect the granny squares. You will slip stitch it to the other corner of the granny square. And then you will chain 1. And now you can continue doing the triple crochets. Now you have arrived at the next space and just slip stitch it together and then continue working 3 double crochets into the next space of the granny square. And then you are at the next space of the first granny square and you connect the two again with a slip stitch, and basically that's how you keep connecting the first piece to the second piece. Once you have finished connecting the two pieces, you just keep finishing the second granny square as you normally would. Then just keep connecting your granny squares, as many as you want. I connected 10 granny squares before I moved on to the second row. And next I'm gonna show you how to connect the granny squares once you have more than one row. So here you start off connecting them the same way as I showed you before. Once you are at this corner, you will work one slip stitch to the granny square to your right and then chain one and work the next slip stitch to the granny square on the top. So this is how you connect all the granny squares as you go, and you don't have to connect them all at the end. It's really simple and it saves you a lot of time if you don't have to connect all the granny squares at the end. Once you have connected all your granny squares, your blanket will look something like this. And now as last step, we're gonna work on the border of the blanket. And the one I'm doing is called the picot border. So you want to start in the first double crochet of one of the clusters. There you do a single crochet, then you go to your next double crochet and you do another single crochet, then you wanna chain 3 and then we're gonna close this with a slip stitch. Then you're going to single crochet to your next double crochet cluster, and you want to repeat this pattern. And then you're just gonna continue working this pattern around the entire blanket. And at the end you're gonna finish the border with a slip stitch and we are done. Let me know how you like this tutorial, and if you've got any questions leave it in the comment box, and see you in the next video.